Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we'll be doing the second part of our villager trading hall. You can see that we did the frame last time and we did the ground floor with the pistons underneath. We will be developing this up a little further and then adding some detail to external facades just to make it a little bit cooler and make it have a sort of theme within the city. Passing around, you can see there's multiple builds around here that are still in need of assistance and work on. We'll hopefully be able to work these up later on down in the line, and then hopefully we can get this castle looking pretty sweet. Getting to the villager trading hall, you can see I've started these work on an 8 block high, and then I'm doing a sort of theme where I'm doing jettying of each floor, which means that the build overhangs by 1 block, as this adds a little bit more depth to each level, and it just gives that facade a little bit more detail and differentiation between the floors. It also gives me a sort of bottom to top base height that I can then work out the detailing, and then this detailing could be replicated throughout the towers. You can see I'm just making I'm attempting various spiral staircase or something like this, and I've done a central point which is the dark oak core, and then around it I've currently put stairs, but due to the look of it and the verticality of it, I think I'll probably use slabs and have it rotating around this central dark oak core. But you can see here that basically there's, in the distance you can see there's a tiny bit of spruce which is the level above, and between that spruce level and the floor below there's a tiny bit of gap which will be the pistons for the floor above. This means I can then add a few more levels of villager trading halls and then hide the pistons within each floor of the build. You can see I've just done the spiral staircase and done it with slabs, rotating it around this core, and I've been just trying to work out if it fits on each floor and if the certain levels can go into this space here, which will be the pistons, and then probably storage of any trading resource that I want to store away and have it hidden out of sight. You can see here, this bit here is where the pistons are stored, but where this little void is here, it basically is where the villagers drop in from above. This means if any villagers die or despawn or something happens, you can easily take them and put them into this little void and then push them back into the spaces that they've disappeared from. So this is here the 2 block high area, which will be pistons and the storage, and then at the end I'll probably put some sort of door and maybe some sort of detailing just to hide it away so people don't see it. This is the top where will be the next trading hall. Above, just currently put a bed on there because I'm working that level above. You can see the spiral staircase using slabs and how I've done it going around and how it allows you to access each floor, and it just keeps a consistent flow throughout the building. I will eventually have to work out a tower that goes around this so that the stair core doesn't look weird, and maybe change it in size as it goes up. You can see here basically the level below, you've got basically the trader hall, the pistons below it, there'll be pistons above it, and then there'll be the next trading hall above this. You can see I'm just doing the structural frame, which is currently out of dark oak, and stripping it, as this is a nice warmer feel. I'm doing these stone bricks on the outside, which are jetting out by 1 block. And you can see I've also started to add some cobble detailing around the edges. I kind of like to vary up my blocks and have some sort of a 3 color code system, so using stone bricks and cobble, but because they're grey they're quite similar and you can interlock it with other grey materials, and then having sort of a dominant color that kind of emphasizes or stands out from this sort of brick. See, panning to the front, I started to put this cobblestone in, and I've just put in netherrack. I chose netherrack because of the dark red it has, and it gives a sort of castle-y vibe sort of feel. You can see I've started to do at the front. It goes quite well with the dark oak. And you can see I've basically put the netherrack fences as well and put the cobblestone. You can see that I've put slabs above and below the netherrack fences just to give it a little bit more depth and sort of a termination point so it's just not sticking out. And it's just kind of adding those sort of small touches of colour that can stand out from the stone, but also it gives you that idea that the stone is also providing a form of detailing to the facade. You can see around here we've split this facade into 3 components, 2 either side equal and a narrow centre bit. We will try and detail that at a later stage, but hopefully I'll use the same style of using the different stone, brick or cobble, and then using the netherrack to kind of emphasize it a bit more. I've stacked up these stone bricks to the rear, trying to make a sort of circular tower around it, but it's quite a challenge because of the small size of the stair core and how it is kind of rectangular, although it does spiral up a central core. You can see that this takes some time to build. This is probably the second video we've done of this, and hopefully try and get a bit more going, but due to the fact that it takes so long to build this and the scale of it to get the resources and materials and stone, it may take a little bit of time to finally get the finished product. But you can see that basically this is the second floor. We've just started the structure, we've got the frame all the way around it, everything's slowly taking place. We've worked out a stair core that goes around, and eventually we'll have to replicate this pattern throughout the build, and then maybe put at the top some sort of turrets that can then make this a little bit more castle-y and just have sort of those turrets and those details that you normally see in the build. Just panning around, just looking at the build. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Although it's a quick short one, it just shows you kind of my method of thinking, the different materials, and how a build like this can take some time to do, to produce it and just make it look pretty cool. Thank you everyone, and goodbye.